I've been part of a very large sustainable initiative where we picked up a greenfield project to be built as a world headquarters for Heartfulness Institute, during which we have had a very strong uh, commitment that whatever we do here in this campus, whatever we build, it's a 1600-acre campus today. A 500-acre is largely developed, and rest of it is getting developed. Part of it is agri and farming and all that. We took very steady measures to introduce sustainable concepts into this campus. That it's not about just the doing of things, but the generations must be able to easily maintain them, of which one of the significant element was water. The water started with the rainwater harvesting as a primary thing, that this place has a 300 feet water table. This is in Hyderabad, a very dry arid climate with about 400 trees across 400 acres, and mostly neem trees. From there, the journey has started. When we started to actually develop the place, the water table went down to 700 feet. Now we were wondering whether to have the water for the plants or have the water for the construction. So that tussle somehow, when you set out with benevolent, feelings and good intentions, the nature has helped, and the campus, whatever the work that has been done in the campus on the water side, has phenomenally changed the whole landscape of this campus to bring the water level up to 300 feet and then to today 100 feet. And many places we find water in 20-30 feet. So this is one side of the story of this campus that I live in. It's called Kanha Shantivanam. And the second side of the story, where the water comes out used, what do we do with the water? We had to explore. This campus runs on primarily the donations of the members. There is not much of a commercial activity here. So we had to choose right things, economical things, along with the environmental factor. So was my first entry into wastewater that time as a client rather than an implementer, where somebody from Bangalore has introduced that, why don't you go with reed bed technology for your campus? So I have heard of reed beds, but I have never seen a reed bed myself. This was in 2014. So we ended up evaluating a lot of technologies, because the campus has a challenge that at times we have 1,000 people, and other times we have 5,000, another time we have 10,000 to 40,000 people. And this treatment system that handles the sewage has to handle these varying loads, not draining us of our limited funds available for the campus. So reed beds appear to be one best option, that it doesn't take a lot of maintenance and was fairly easy to build. So we built the system. We designed it for, I would not say we designed it. We planned for a 1.2 MLD, and the PhD consultant who recommended, he is not somebody who had designed it. He said, this is the technology good for you. So we brought in some people who have been doing this. So they're part of the family. They sat and they said, okay, this is our home. We'll do something. And they designed something. We implemented it. So the campus ran on very large gatherings for a couple of years, where the water was handled very well. But within 2 years' time, we started to realize that there is odor coming out of these wetlands. There is color in the water. There is odor in the treated water, in the peak. And even off loads, even in normal loads where a system was built for 1.2 MLD, but we had 200 KL, 300 KL coming into the system, we started to see obnoxious odors coming all over the place. Anytime wind blows, we had terrible trouble. So the thing that we thought we actually found very suitable and very sustainable started to trouble us with this odor more than anything else. And then during the peak times where it has to function well, it didn't deliver the results after the first year and a half, 2 years. That intrigued me individually, that as personally, that where did we go wrong? So that's the time that I had to dive deep. By then, I actually have joined the team who has implemented it, was an investor with them, was a more of a strategic guide rather than the guy who does everything on daily basis. That put me on a back foot, started to rethink, asked for design elements. How do you design a sewage treatment system? How do you design a natural system? There were not much principles that were laid on the table when I asked these questions, although much good number of projects were done. Then I realized that these nature-based solutions, when implemented to handle certain loads, to come up with certain desired results at the end of the treatment, they follow very strong science. Science is proven that in a nature-based solution like wetland system, you have plants, you have root system for these plants, and roots have bacteria, and the water passes through this root system. Water has to happen, the complex biological reaction there in billions of bacteria, and they break down the waste, and the plants uptake the nutrients. The science is beautiful, it's wonderful. We have seen it with our eyes. But where is this order coming from? How is it failing when the peak loads come? Then I understood that the 25-30 projects our team has done by then, they were all built on a large footprint. At such large footprints, there were never been a challenges with the systems. But the moment you have struggle, you are bringing the footprint down to limited area, you start to see the struggle, which means that there is something that is missing. The moment you reduce the footprint, you are certainly reducing the, if you take the volume of the wetland, you are reducing the volume of that cubic meters of biological activity area. Without supplementing that compromise, you just continue to build systems. Obviously, it's going to take hit, the loads will increase, and then improper treatment happens. A lot of people, when I asked in India, there are people from eminent institutions like NEERI and other firms. When I interacted with many of the people who have been implementing systems, when I asked this, what do you do with these kind of things? How do you handle it? I found it in Hyderabad golf course. They implemented a system designed by an Israeli company, implemented by somebody local here. Every 3 months, every 6 months, or more often, they actually remove the plants, they remove the gravel, wash all of it, and put that back, which is a cumbersome process. I'm not too sure how many of us here in this forum understand wetlands-based sewage treatment plants, but I'm talking about a nature-based solution, which is called constructed wetlands or phytoremediation, which is widely deployed for wastewater treatment across the world for sewage and effluents. And so many projects have been built in India on this technology also by different players. This Hyderabad golf course, when I went there, I found a significant drama there to manage the system. Same situations. Every now and then, this wetland will choke, and they have to clean up and put it back. When I taken this subject to people, so-called experts who have been building it, or so-called experienced people, most of them didn't have answers. They said, yes, it chokes, you have to be careful, you have to do something. That journey of 3 months and another system that we ourselves have built, we have done a food industry. We thought BOD was 400, BOD was coming after commissioning 1,000 BOD. A COD was coming around 3,000. So the design parameters were somewhere around 400, 500. We are receiving double the BOD. COD was very high. TSS loads were high. So system was choking. So didn't know what to do. It's a passive system that we built. Successful implementation. A month it ran very well. Second month it started to choke, and then water started to come up on the gravel and started to cause orders. These kind of occurrences has put a very deep dive into the subject. Science is valid, but what was missing, what I found was the engineering part. If science, which is proven for the years of time, when you apply it on the ground, if the engineering is not done well, we fail the science. To the extent in Gujarat, I've seen many government tenders during COVID times, almost worth of 700-800 crores of tenders. They said any system is all right except wetlands. I wondered, what is this fate of this country that wetlands is a proven science all over the world, and here we are seeing tenders coming up with except for wetlands, anything is all right. Any nature-based solution other than wetlands. So I went into the details, met some chief engineers, and asked him what is happening. Sir, कई लोग आए, systems बनाए, systems काम नहीं कर रहे. So what one another angle that while the science is valid, proven, if the engineering side of that science is not understood well, if the systems are not engineered, even the best of the sciences we are capable of failing them. So that's what uh, Hariharan sir has referred that when the science, when an engineering meet at a place what is right and systems are designed, then naturally that marriage is going to be a very successful marriage and they would deliver results for decades. So that's the background of the subject I wanted to talk today. I've been traveling all across the country since about 5 years. 2017 is when I started. I traveled about 4 to 5 lakh kilometers. Personally, have visited more than 400 STPs, ETPs of sizes from 5 KLD to 150 MLD, different states across the country. What I found is probably a common experience for all of us here that more than 80% systems are not functioning the way they are supposed to function. Many systems are not delivering results. A lot of people I found, even premium communities, are bypassing the water into the nalas and lakes. This is rampant when we investigated into the details because I come from a different field. So I was curious to know why it is so. Facts are very evident. It is the complexity of the systems, it is the cost to operate them, and lack of good manpower. More than all, in government side, I find that people have brought this concept of L1, lowest bidder. So the lowest bidder gets the job, and whatever happens after that.